Hello everyone, this is Lavender Mama, and I'm here today with you to play some Timberborn. Now, Timberborn is a beaver city builder game of sorts, where humans have destroyed the world and beavers are going to fix it. Now, we need to start a new game here. We are going to use the folktale faction, and the biggest thing is that you can kind of see on this map is we have fresh water and we have bad water. Now we are going to be trying to make our beavers survive and thrive in one of these maps, and these top three are slated for beginners. And then the rest of these are the maps that come with the game. Now, this is a game I got on Steam. I know there are a couple other places you can get it. And technically, it is still in development. And today we are playing because they just released Update 6. And Update 6 made some changes to the water. So that meant that they made some changes to each of these maps based upon what the new water can do. And I have played pretty much most of these in the last year or so. But I've played a lot in the last couple of months as I was stuck on bed rest, basically, while waiting for an ankle surgery and then the aftermath of the ankle surgery. So I have played all of these, and I think today we're going to do a replay with these new water mechanics and all of the fun new things they gave on the canyon map. So to do that, we are going to go ahead and hit canyon and next, and we are going to play this one on normal mode. Since I don't really understand the changes yet, I want to play on normal. You can play on hard. I tend to kill all of my beavers off every time I play on hard. So we're going to stick with normal for this playthrough. Go ahead and hit start. And it can take a while sometimes for it to load. So I'll be back when it's done loading, all right? See you in a second. Okay. Here we go. We are in our starting space. This is our district center. All of our beavers will be linked to this district center until we choose to make more districts. Now, since we're working the canyon map, we're going to call this Lavender Canyon. The first. Now, I tend to do the first because I might restart a map if I really mess up and I know that I'm going to kill all my beavers. But this is where we're going to start. So we'll go ahead and we'll click start. And then I'm going to pause quick. You can kind of see up here, you can pause. You can go at normal speed, double or triple speed. We also up here in the corner have a little bar that lets us plus or minus our beavers' working hours. And so this little blue is where they will sleep and they will recharge and do extracurricular items, which we will get to at some point. Up here, you can see we start with 12 beavers and they're all sleeping outside right now. We have 8 beavers that are adults, 4 that are children. We have 2 beavers that are working, and we have 6 that are unemployed. We're going to scroll out a little and check out this map. Like I said, it's changed a little since the last time I played it. Okay, so we've got a freshwater source right here. Actually, we have multiples. We have 4 freshwater sources there. We have 2 bad water sources up here. And those will flow during bad water seasons and regular. Then up here we have one more bad water source. So those are the things we have to work around. This is where all our water is coming from, are these sources up here. So we want to pay attention to what's happening there. All right. So our main three goals are food, water, shelter. Actually, it should be water, food, shelter in the mode of importance. Water is one of the most important things right off the bat. You do start with some food, so you do have that. And we're going to lay a couple of paths out here. We're going to go from there to those stairs. And we're going to come up here. Let's actually go this way. All right. And then if we come down here to our bottom bar, we can see we want to set up our food. So the blue line shows where this particular workstation will go. So we need to get all of these berries. So we're going to plop that there. That'll let us get all of the berries up here and down here. All right. Then if we need to gather some wood. So let's set down some wood chopping stations as well. And if we also put those up here, that will let us gather all of this, all of these live trees and the dead trees here. So let's see here. We need to be able to get over here and set up some dams at some point. So we probably want to mark these ones right here for cutting first, and then that'll get those out of the way for us. We'll leave these ones up here for last, and they'll kind of repopulate themselves as we go. So now we have wood so that we can build all the things we need. Now we need to get some water in. And I think we'll put water pumps over here. And if we go to the water tab, this is the one that we can get to right now. I'm going to do 1, 2. Wait, let's try that. No, that's fine. 2 for right now is fine. We'll probably add some more as we go. And we're going to do this and come up to our path. Eventually we'll come over here and cut some trees down. But for right now, we're going to work on this area right here. Now the next thing we need, so we've got food with our gathering flags. We've got wood with our wood chopping flags. And we've got water. Now we have a little bit before we'll run into our first drought cycle, so we will pay attention to that. Ooh, this is one of the new features which I saw in someone's playthrough and I really liked. It helps you to easily put things on a grid, but we're going to leave that for right now. Okay, so we've got some wood ready to go. We've got some food there. We also are going to quick throw in an efficient farmhouse because we're going to need food rather quickly. And where do let's do it there. So wherever this is green is where you can plant crops and trees and berry bushes. And so you have to be cognizant. You don't want to put your main items on that green. Otherwise, you've wasted space that you can farm. All right. So let's do that. And then we also are going to need what they call science. science and the inventor hut let you get smarter, I guess you want to say. So as you get smarter, you can do more things. All of these different things that have the little padlock on them are all locked to us until we have enough science. And we're going to want to work our way up to things like being able to plant our own trees, which is our next big thing. That is a must. These trees won't repopulate themselves fast enough to make it so that it's self-sufficient. So I'm going to take and run a path along there. I don't really want any more trees to grow over here. And if there's a path there, it'll block it. And then over here, we're going to want to come down. Oops, put that in the wrong spot. We're going to want to come down this direction. So if we do the same there, then we kind of block those berries from repopulating themselves all the way over here. All right, so let's get into this. Let's get these beavers started. But before we do that, I want to put a couple priority. Well, we can go ahead at 1 speed. And then I'm going to put some priorities. I'm going to say this one is a very high priority. This one can stay at just a normal. This one needs to be a high priority as well. So our little beavers are over here building up those workstations. And then that'll mean that our 6 unemployed beavers will start. Someone will come over and claim those jobs. So we have 2 people working in the district center as builders and carriers. And then we'll have 2 over here gathering the berries and 2 over here collecting the wood. Okay. Then we have the farmhouse. So we need to set some land for that. We're going to also say we want one of these to be a medium priority, and then we'll leave the other one. Actually, I think we're going to take that down 1 more level. Okay. Scroll that out a little bit. We can kind of see all our beavers now. All right, we do need to put in a path to this though. If there's no path, the beavers will go a certain, the beavers will go a certain ways away from a path, but it takes a little bit. Now, I generally don't like to play at 1 speed. It takes forever. It's like real time. At least that's what it feels like. It's not really, but that's what it feels like. So I don't like to play at that speed. So we are going to kick this up into double time, which is a little faster, but not too fast for you to react to things that are happening. So like if a beaver starts building something you don't want, you can quick stop it, pause the building, all sorts of thing. You know what? I think I'm going to drop that one because I really do want this water pump built first. And one thing to remember is if you have things at the same importance, they will start building the one that you put down first. So I put the water pumps down before I put the farmhouse. So they will build the water pump before they build the farmhouse. Make sense? Hope that does. We're going to go ahead and put that back up. Now we need a beaver in here. We still have 1 unemployed beaver. Right, so those are all filled. We need this farmhouse built next so that we can get some crops in. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to lay out the crops. We're going to start with carrots. And another thing to remember about the beavers is they start from their front door out. So they will go in a radius. They start with this one and then they go to the ones around it and the ones around it. And so if you plant your crop fields too far from their front door or behind their front door, they get to those last. And when they're gathering, that can be an issue. So I tend to like to try and do that. I also am going to throw some sunflowers over here. just because they make the beavers really happy to eat. And up here in the top, you can see we have our well-being score. And as you go along, if you add more things from the nutrition list, the beavers get happier. So the whole list of things here that beavers really like, and this says 12 of 12, so that means all 12 of our beavers are currently full up on hunger. Nobody's hungry. You can look down here, shelter though, 12 of 12. That's giving us a -3 effect because our beavers don't have homes. So we're going to wait until the things we have built already are good to go so that we don't overextend our beavers. And look at the cute little beavers. They're building up the farmhouse right now, and so you can see one of the cool things is they added these stages in a build now, so as they come and put something in, it changes, and then it'll keep changing depending on how far along it is. So right now we're at 81%. You can kind of see what it's going to look like there, but isn't that cute? And we've had a beaver grow up, so now we have 2 beavers available. Your scroll wheel will let you go in and out. Okay, so those 2 beavers are going to go there. That's fine for right now. They're going to plant whatever's closest to the door first. So like I said, in that kind of radius closest to the door, and they work that way out. So they'll get those carrots planted in for us. We're down to a negative. Somebody's thirsty. We have 8 water. We're going to pump up this working place priority up to the top because we want that always to be filled so that we don't run out of water. Water is super duper important. The beavers are all eating the berries, but pretty soon we'll be able to get some carrots in here. You can see it takes 4 days for a carrot seedling to grow up. Right now we're at 4%. And then we have 3 carrots and it's telling us it's water. You can kind of tell from how dark the ground is whether or not these ones back here, while they are watered, you can see if I tried to plant one back here, it wouldn't work because the ground is not green. All right, all of those trees are almost gone, so we're going to go ahead and prioritize these ones up here next so that they get cut. And we got everything on that level. I'm going to leave these ones be for a little bit, but I am going to take out these ones here. No, stop. All over the place with my little clicker. All right. Oops. Wrong button. Okay. And then we are going to just let them do their thing. We gotta wait for 1 more of these beavers to grow up to go into the science. But we can start figuring out the planks, which is the next thing we kind of need. We also, unfortunately, need to figure out the water situation. So I want a dam out here that's as far as we can go pretty much, so that we can hold as much water in this area as we possibly can. Now, if we look in the landscaping tab, dams are expensive. They're 20. And we need quite a few to get across here. But I think it's something we kind of have to sacrifice for. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's a lot of dams. If we did here, oop, they're already starting to build them. See, this is where I'm saying if you need to hit the pause button if they start building something while you're brainstorming, hit the pause button and you can make them go away. Our beavers are currently trying to figure out where they're going to sleep for tonight. And they're all gonna just end up sleeping on the ground here somewhere. See? Oh, the names they give them. He is just sleeping on the ground. He's homeless. He works at the Gathering Flag. So we need to figure out some houses for them fairly soon. If we don't have houses and our beavers start to die, we won't have any more beavers. So we need 4 houses to cover the beavers that we currently have. I didn't get that one cut. Make that one go away, please, beavers. If we don't have that, okay, so we got both of our water. I'm going to put this one on a medium high priority for job placement. These guys are just sitting on their butt, so we're going to go ahead and pause that. And then when everything is grown up, we'll have them come back and harvest. So that puts them into our inventor hut. So we'll start to gain some science points. We've got 2 so far. Okay. So we'll let them do their thing. And they're going to try and get these ones built for us because that's the only thing we have going right now. So we need to get a... Where are we going to put this guy? If we put it down here, we can make a water wheel in the water, but then it's no good during droughts. So I think maybe we're going to try putting it up here with a beaver powered wheel. So let's see here. We'll do that. We always can build another because you tend to need multiples of these. So we can always build another. We're probably going to need to come over here and start dealing with some of these trees. But we also need to build some water storage. So if we go to the storage button, we've got a couple of options. Part of the mods that I do use is the 1x1x2 storage that adds some extra storage ability. So like these ones, and then for covered tanks, or tanks, storage tanks, you have these 2 extra options. And if you look, it's 15 for a tank, 15 logs for a tank that stores 30. But if we go 28 logs, we can store 60. So we save a couple of logs by doing this, the pit tank, but it also is a little more expensive right off the bat. We're going to do a couple of these. I know I just said it saves a couple of logs a piece, but we're going to do that. And then we're going to get those onto a higher priority. Let's bump those guys up. And these ones, they're gray, so they have a lower priority. And these ones we need to get bumped up as well. So we'll put those up there too. If we can get a little bit of water storage in, then we can last the first drought without it too big of an issue. How are our carrots doing? 66% on some of those. The sunflowers take 5 days, so they're a lot longer to grow. All right, these guys are sitting on their butts. They're full up, that's why. So we need a berry storage. Since we're probably going to put our first houses up here, let's fix this path. Wonky paths kind of annoy me in this game because it's very blocky kind of game too. So we're going to put our first houses up here, and we can do this. We can put in where we want them to be. Okay. And then we can just, you can either pause it or lower the priority. I'm going to leave them right there because we do need to get those built so that we don't have an issue with beavers dying off. All right. Now we need to tell them we're going to store water in these tanks. And that just upped our storage. We went from the 10 storage, the 15 storage that we had in each one of these. Now we've got an extra, this will be 60 once we're done there. Very good. We'll let that go. And what are we working on next? These ones are still lower priority, right? Yep, they are. And I'm debating, do we leave those at lower priority or do we make them go away? While those beavers are working on that, I'm going to come over here and I'm going to start setting a little bit of a cutting area for over here. I don't want anything over this way. We also are going to need to do some stuff over there. So let's put those in the cut radius, and then let's make this area also cutting. And we have one beaver who's not doing anything. So let's slam another cutter's flag over here. That'll help us with our need for logs too, because we don't have any right now. We also are running a little bit low on food, which is not a cool thing. Oh, this is done, but we have no power to it yet because they haven't finished the wheel. And we need for the forester 60 science, 10 logs, and 7 planks. So we can put the forester down, but we're going to run into the thing that we can't plant anything until we get those planks. And we're going to kind of do the same thing. Remember, all your beavers kind of work up from the front door out, whatever's closest. So we're going to put him like back there. And yes, we do want to spend the science on that. And then let's get a path into him. All right. Looking good. Okay, how are our beavers coming? They started building this one there. The wheel is started. We don't have any. Oh, we need to bring beavers back. So what we're going to do is go ahead and pause one of these guys. We're going to bump that one's priority up a little bit. And we're going to unpause that. That'll take a couple of beavers. I'm going to take these ones and bump down their priority. That'll take a couple of beavers, throw them into there, and start harvesting those carrots that are now fully grown. So we get 3 carrots for each little square. They're doing some good square foot gardening there. But we've got that going on. This guy, he's working on the wheel over here. These guys are bored. What do they got going on? They have cut everything. All right, we're going to leave them. We're going to shut those off. Is there any room in these? This one has room. We're going to go ahead and we're going to pause this one and unpause this one. So they will harvest as much as they can, and it's just being held inside of there. All right, so this one is now set up, and he's working on all those ones that are in here. Now we also are going to add a few more because we need a lot more logs than we currently have. And we're going to take and we're going to kind of tell them what they can cut. So they don't cut everything, and they will kind of regrow again. So we're going to, until we can get that forester up and running, we're just going to tell the beavers, you can only cut this amount of trees. Okay, there we go. Oh, and our poor beavers are still sleeping on the ground. On day 1-6, our last one grew up. It's day 1-7. Some of our beavers are probably getting pretty old. So we're going to have to be careful that who's unemployed? What you doing, dude? Let's find him a job. We need that unemployed beaver to do something. Let's throw him into here for right now, since they're harvesting all of this stuff. All right, we have an unconnected building. Oh, that's why I needed that beaver. He's got to jump in the cutting wheel. There we go. And let's pop him back out. And now he'll go. Hopefully, yep, there he goes. He went to the wheel. Now we need 7 planks for the forester. So as soon as we have those 7 planks, I'm going to pop this one's priority up. And pine are kind of the okay tree, but they're not great. We get 2 logs out of a pine tree. There are, whoops, let's find the tree one. Oaks will give us 8 logs, so that's what we initially want to try planting. They also take 30 days to grow. Pine tree only takes 12 days, so we do a mix of both at the beginning, so that if something happens and our trees die, we can get back up and running with wood fairly quickly. How are we coming down here? Nice. As soon as we get those last 2 in, that'll raise our water level in here a lot more, which will be awesome for holding over during a drought. Now, this is all temporary. By the time we're kind of like done with our little settlement, we will most likely have moved this to another area, things that we can reach better. We might have restructured like tons of this and pulled things to different areas. We may reroute water. So there's lots of things that can happen while you're playing that quite often you end up like completely different from where you started. Like up here, we've got this whole green area up here, but the problem is, same as along down here by our green stuff, is as soon as the bad water comes, it is going to destroy anything that's 8 blocks from the edge of that bad water. You'll also, unless you have found another place to put in water, you will lose up to, oh, hey, our forester is up. Sweet, sweet, sweet. Okay, let's get him working. I'm going to pause. Well, they can go for a little bit. Let's get some more trees put in here. So what do we want? I'm going to put, we're going to do some oaks there. And let's expand out the pine up here. I don't want, that one's getting cut, I think. Yeah, I don't want those ones to go. Let's go ahead and cut any pines that are here where our oaks are going to go. And I think that's going to carry over to here as well. So let's get a few more oaks in there. There we go. All right, so we'll let the beavers cut all the trees in here. Get those all done. And let's check, how is our construction coming? We're still at 81 there. We still have our 2 guys here. All right, our water is not quite full. We've got 51 of 60 available, plus the 15 that we can get in each of those. So, all right, I'm going to speed this up just a little bit and see how we're coming. We need to get these, oh, look, they started on the housing. What was our priority down here? Let's bump up the priority on that one so that it gets built first, even though it should, because we put it down first. And then we've still got a lot of berries in there. Our little guys are going to town. They're full up on carrots, not so with the sunflowers. So we need to come up with some storage for these carrots. Let's see here. Where do we want to put this storage? Would be the next thing. I think that we will... Nope, we can't fit that there. Where the little green arrow is where our door has to be. So let's pop it there. And then we will also do a skinny one there. And we'll go ahead and we'll put in a path. And we're going to tell it we want to store carrots in this one. And you can see when you look at that, it says our carrot storage is full. So is our berry storage. But now that we have carrots and sunflowers, they're not going to eat too many berries. So we're going to store, before I do this, I'm going to close this guy. And then we're going to store our berries in this one. Pretty much we will only pick berries now if we've run out of all other food. Okay. And if we look down here, you can see our water level has risen a lot. That is helpful when it comes to floods. I mean, droughts, floods. You can flood your map too. I have done that. Not intentionally, but I have done that. Okay. Ooh. This is good. Our beavers have gotten happier. So we're at a 3 now. And if we look at their goals, it's because 3 of our beavers got a home. So each one of these houses houses 3 beavers for this size lodge. So we will see them kind of doing their thing there. And honestly, I want some more carrots. So we are going to do the bad thing and remove some of these berry bushes. I also don't really want those 2, and I'm going to want a path along here. So we're going to take those ones out. We're going to kind of control the berries a little bit here. And you know what I think? Oops, wrong button. We're going to take out this guy too. Eventually we'll probably rip out all of these, but I want to make life a little easier for my beavers. And we're going to come along there. And putting the path down will keep the berries from spreading. Ooh, oh, we have another house done. So we're doing well. Oh, that is our drought warning. And if we look up here, it's going to tell us we have 3 days until a drought comes in. To that end, I think I'm going to add a little bit more storage. And I'm going to put some water storage back here with those big tall tanks. And then we'll bring our path over to them. Once this is built, we'll be able to put another house on top of here because we can build on top of the storage things. I also want to get my carrots and my berries in. I'm going to pump that one. And let's tell this we need water. I'm going to pump that. We need more water. And more water. And we only have, oh, we went up some more. Because our next house got done. Okay. Part of the reason why we want to make sure we hold that water in here is so that our carrots and our trees don't die. And we need to come back over here and add in some more oak trees here. Let's see here. I think we can go one more row. We're going to need to do some stuff over here, so I don't want to get too close to that there. And we're going to tell them they still have quite a few trees to cut in here, so we're going to leave that for right now. If all else fails and we run out of trees, we'll come back over here and do these ones. But see, they're spitting out little babies, so I'll let them kind of repopulate themselves. These ones over here, we can come and cut as well. So if we put another flag down, they'll come and build that, and then we can cut these trees as well. And eventually we'll get over to here and we can cut more of these. You know what, I honestly kind of want to make my path go straight that way. So if we come straight off the door, that would put the path there, and then we could put a bridge over here. We do have bridges available to us, and if we look using a path, we need 1, 2, 3, 4. Or is that 5? 1, 2, 3, 4. We need 4. All right, you know what? You have enough of this. So we're going to pause these for right now. We do have quite a bit of science, so we can get a few more things that we need. And since we, oops, wrong button again. Our drought has started. Ooh, and did you see that? Like immediately, no water left over here. All right, since we're in drought, we're going to go ahead and we're going to pause this. Now, we only have a 2-day drought, which is super easy because you can figure that your beavers need anywhere from 3 to 5 water a day per beaver. I usually early game say 3, but if it's later game, I say 5. Because you never know when you're suddenly going to breed a bunch of beavers. Oh, hey, our carrot storage is now in. So they'll harvest and replant all of these and store them in here, which is good for us because we really need those. All right. We've got some more spots open here. There we go. All right. We're probably going to need to get another forester. Woodcutter, lumberjack flag in over there. We've got a lot of I need a card. We have a lot of the planks now. We got 13 planks. That's as many as you can make. That's as many as the thing will hold without a storage unit. And since we don't have a storage unit for it yet. Oh no. What's going on here? This little guy's got a... Oh, he has broken teeth. Oh, I forgot. We need to get him some well-being. So we have a tooth grindstone. We'll go ahead and plop that right there, front and center, and we'll mark it way up on priority. So the next thing the builders build will be that. And as you can see, we're coming to the end, the last night of our drought. Now, depending on the map you're playing, it can be a rather long time before your water gets from your water sources to your area. So, there's one thing that a mod that I used that I didn't install, but I think we're going to have to, is called Simple Triggers. And that lets you tell these to automate when to turn on, when to turn off for droughts and bad tides. So we probably are going to add that mod to the mod list just because I like that one. So I think with that, we're going to call that an episode. We have gotten our little beavers set up for success. We have gotten the starting things done. We've got crops planted. Oops. And there we go. We got another goal. We have crops planted. We have a tree farm up and coming. We have science on the go. And so we are looking really good. So thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this, let me know down in the comments. I'd like to hear if you've played this game, if you like this game, if you have. But show me what you're thinking down there in the comments. I know this is a departure for me in the type of video I post, but I want to see what you think. Do you like it? I hope you do. See you next time.